Oh gosh, how do I want to start this? Okay. So the whole point of this video is to make some kind of a time capsule that either I or someone else later on down the many years can look back upon and see, this is what I was like back in the day, or something like that. That's the idea. This ain't no YouTube search algorithm fodder. This is literally just me archiving my current existence, which is a bit existential, honestly. Well, no matter. I'll come back in some amount of years and record my progress again. I'll look back on this 8 years from now? Yeah, I'm at 8 years now. And just I think I'm gonna leave it that way. Alright. Hello everybody, it's Dean Spillabine back on your screen with a well, it's not a state of Dean, it's like okay, one of my previous things I kind of mentioned, it's going to be a review of Dean thing where I'm like going through my old videos and giving my thoughts on them as I go along. Well, that was the first iteration, and honestly at this point that's like 3 hours that I'm sure no one's going to spend time looking through, and I'm not going to spend time looking through because I already know about this, and I don't know why anyone would want to know every single nook and cranny. Okay, it's not here we go again, tangents. So I just thought about redoing that entire video as a concept. I still want like a recap thing, and that's what this video is, but I thought about expanding it a bit more and also making it more densely packed, where not going over my thoughts on every video, but more just my path to get here, something like that. Ideally, several years down the line, I'll make some gigantic compilation and be like, haha, look, here's a glimpse in the life of Dean, which, that's gonna take years. But I can't really add much to that until I make this video. So, you're welcome, me from the future 8 years from now that comes back to find this file somewhere in some random hard drive to get this. Hi! And kind of as a alternative motive, it gives people like you a glimpse into what my life is like at the current time, so I guess it'll be was like in a little bit, and really was like later. Gosh, I like rambling. I'm certain that's a habit that will never leave me in the coming years. Well, no real other place to start than the beginning. As far back as I'm willing to go is 2015, which feels like a really long time ago now, even longer in a few years from now. All you need to know, actually, can I find that out really quick? Okay, while I'm finding this out. About this time is when I got into the game Dota, mostly because some friends introduced me to it and just showing how wacky it was. Wait, 2016? Really? I thought it was... Actually, no, 16 kind of makes sense, because that was around... Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with 2016. So So wait, where did I get the 2015 from? I think that's when I actually made the channel, I think? Good grief, more searching. No, 16 is also when I made that old channel. Okay, sometime around 2015 to 16 is when I got interested in Dota. And I guess around 16 is when I thought about videos? No, wait, my first video was actually in 2018. Man, I was really bad about actually keeping dates. Yeah, first video's 2018. Or, well, it's unlisted now, no one can prove it. Damn, I'm ranting again. Basically, way back then, I got really into playing video games. Probably the only thing that I could really do. Throughout my whole school life, it was very difficult for me to get any friends, mostly due to some shy behavior, which, thinking on it now, looking back then, I'm pretty sure it had something to do with me feeling far too different from everyone else to properly relate. And maybe also I never found anyone that was interested in the same stuff as me. Well, no, I think there were people that did have my interests back then. It was just hard to find them because I was just really shy most of the time. Which, as I am now, kind of feels weird to say. But a lot of my attitude changed around the time I got into marching band. Oh, yeah, no one knows. I played the trombone in middle school to high school, and I kind of dropped playing the instruments altogether once I got into college. I haven't had a lot of time to do most of that. I still know how to play the trombone after all this time. I forgot how to play the notes. Which sounds weird. Oh, how can you play the trombone without knowing it? I mean, you just kind of make noise and you make it sound right. I just I just kind of forgot how to read sheet music. I've still got my old trombone that I got way back in early middle school. I've kept it all this time. No real reason to get rid of it, pretty easy to maintain. Actually, I don't think I've cleaned that thing in half a decade. And it will be another half decade. Look, rest assured, I have cleaned it thoroughly before I put it away for good, so I think it should be fine. That's the hope. Anyways, around the time I got into marching band is probably when my confidence shot up a lot, because I actually found people that I liked hanging out with and that I liked talking to. That and my instructors and my peers really wanted to see me succeed, as well as I wanted to see them succeed, so it was a really good, positive feedback loop. By the end of high school, I was considered one of the best trombonists in my class, often getting handed the solo roles or just difficult parts. But funny enough, I don't really practice all that often. Like, anytime that I'm practicing, it's during class. Like, because anytime that I was outside of it, it felt really weird and awkward to be playing by myself without anyone else. Which normally would be kind of an issue, but I've learned how to learn quick and adapt really quickly. Well, I don't know if I've always had that, but I heavily utilized it during my school years in band, mostly just so I don't have to practice at home and I could just practice at class. I think the only time I actually took the time to practice at my house, it was during a jazz solo that I had. Which that was probably the best thing that I ever did, and a lot of people seem to agree just because of how different it was, I guess. That, and I didn't feel like anyone else did it as good as I did. It's hard to remember back then. Basically, I was really good at it, and then high school was over, and I was like, I have no idea what I want to do. So I did what any person who just got out of high school is told to do and get into college, which for me was high school plus. It was also a wake-up call for what I'm missing out on. I was nearing the end of finals of my first year at college when the most sudden awakening happened, in that I couldn't finish my English essay. Well, to be fair, it was by an AP English teacher. Well, it wasn't an AP class per se, but it was by an AP teacher, so she was very strict on what the essay should contain and what it should be, and basically I ended up failing the class. After that realization of how bad the essay actually was, I kind of agreed with my teacher in how bad it actually was. And going this point forward, I've been very critical on anything that I write to not just have sources backing it up, but actual conversations in place. And by things that I wrote, I just mean random ideas that I felt like spending a few hours of a day trying to write down. Any random thought I felt like jotting down in my laptop is something that's been written at some point. Honestly, they're not like video ideas, they're just ideas that I had at the time and was wondering if I could do it. And most of the time spent typing was just me practicing typing, basically. And apparently I have a really weird way of typing where like my hands just free flow across the keyboard, like there's no standard positioning for where my hands are, they just kind of fly to where they need to go. And apparently that's weird typing, but for me it kind of works. Only bad habit of that is that I've always been looking at the keyboard and then look up to find out I misspelled some stuff and had to go back and fix that. To little effect, I still go back to looking at my keyboard to see what I'm typing. But I've built up enough muscle memory when typing to just type up a word really quickly, so it kind of works out. Whatever. The skill of typing has, over time, turned into the script writing dilemma that I go through almost daily. Currently, at time of recording, this skill of being able to type things on a keyboard and store it on a laptop or a notepad or whatever has been an extremely useful part of my video making process. Anytime I have a video idea, I try to jot it down as quickly as possible, no matter how dumb it was at the time, to hopefully revisit some point down the line, even years from now. I mean, no guarantee, but it was an idea at the time. I might as well write it down. Backing up to my education, I basically took almost a year's break from any education, because by this point, I'm 18 years old, and I've been in school for like almost all of my life. I think I need to not learn for a little bit, and I think that was very necessary, because, gosh, I've got to say, when I was in school, I think it was really traumatic, because it has shaped the way I want to learn for years to come, and am still dealing with, I guess. Not that school is physically or mentally stressful or anything, it was more that there was a lot of nothing to do, and it was so boring. Oh my god, it was so boring. Luckily, during this time of boredom, I've gotten really good at drawing by hand on pencil and paper. Here's some options that have been up for a bit. They honestly look really nice. Though, ironically, once I got out of school, I now actually had the time to be able to do other things, so I ended up not drawing as much later on, which is a little sad, but currently, as of recording, I'm trying to get back into drawing a bit more, specifically for videos, which is why I got a trackpad. I can actually just digitally handwrite things now, that's kinda neat. Though it's got some problems where like the sensitivity isn't good enough, but whatever, it's good for now. Alright, setting the scene. It's been about 8 months since I got out of college, and I haven't really done much with my life. That's more like I was like taking an extended break from just having to do stuff, mostly to figure out what I even wanted to do. Because this college thing isn't going to work out for me, and I don't want to spend an extra several years of boredom only to leave any course I go into with less knowledge and experience than I should have had. That was until I got recommended to go to this digital recording arts school, which for many years now, I've always had an interest in music, which is why I got into band in the first place. I've always been able to vividly construct a scene based off of music, at least in my mind, and oh gosh, I would go all over the place with the random music that I find. To a point that a lot of games that I play just have really good music, because I'm like, this has good music. It's a good game, right? It kind of is sometimes, sometimes not. But the music's good. I download the soundtrack and I go along my business. But this digital recording art school could be an opportunity to turn that hobby into something. So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go ahead. Let's go find out what this all is. Long story short, I had an amazing time there. I actually learned so much. I've learned how to use analog soundboards, digital sound editing, setting up a stage, getting cables connected to the mixing board. A lot of practical applications towards just preparing to make and record music. And to top it all off, there was a whole course on all forms of digital media. There, we learned Photoshop and video editing. Do you see where this is going? At the time, there was something about the Photoshop and video editing courses that really jived with me. It was something I really loved to do. I had a lot of fun making it. I did a bunch of really goofy stuff in there. I was having fun. I haven't had fun in doing something like this in a long time. So I just knew this was something I wanted to get into. So, in my free time, got out my old YouTube channel from so long ago and tried to make some videos. That doesn't happen quite yet. Actually, wait, does that wait, no, oh gosh. Did I make those random Dota videos first, or wait? Okay, yeah, I was making some Dota videos at some point, those are you. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I was making those Dota videos during my time at the recording art school, though those videos were more bug reports or just funny interactions that I had with some friends. So I think that's what was going on, I think, yeah. Okay, recording arts inspired me to do some video editing at home, although at the time I didn't have a video editing tool accessible to me because all the options were paid. So whenever I made a video, I tried to do like a one-shot recording of it and just uploaded the one take that actually worked, which kind of worked out as like a style at the time. Though every time I made one of these videos, it became harder and harder to top my last take, to the point that I just hit a plateau in terms of me making videos. But what we got out of it was the enigma that was Supernova Oddities. The first video on that channel to just suddenly skyrocket in view counts. I mean, like, 86,000 views to this day. What? Oh my gosh, people are looking at my stuff. I gotta do something, I think. So I did some more bug reporty type stuff, because that's all I knew how to do at the time, which one of them worked, getting nearly 50,000 views. But neither of those videos hold a candle to the Matryoshka Dolls and Dota video that somehow has 110,000 views. What? All it is characters in Dota consuming different characters to be consumed into one. I think they're called the nesting dolls, like there's a small one that's in a big one that's in a bigger one that's in a biggerest one, so on and so forth. That was the idea, and I thought it was funny, but like 110,000 views funny? What? That's like viral success. I gotta do something about this. I made a second Supernova Oddities because a bunch of people found that at one point, right? People liked it, right? What's this? Only 10,000 views? Wait, where'd my viewer count go? Another bug report video. Oh, this is kind of weird. No one's ever seen this one before. And no one cares anymore. It's down to the hundreds. It's even less now. Oh, no one's watching anymore. Theory is, around the time of the Matryoshka doll video, I hit some kind of a YouTube algorithm wave where just everybody got recommended that video for some reason. And because I couldn't make something in time, I guess I missed the wave and there was no one to recommend the videos to for some reason. I had thought about different options. All of them required a lot more effort than I was willing to put in to make them. Some of which I'm pretty certain I'll get into over on the Dota channel as it is now. Like, as you were watching this video now, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure I got good enough that I can make the stuff that I wanted to. But that's beside the point. Basically, all the videos that I was making had really good one-take wonder type videos, which had a lot of cool showy things to actually show things, and it was really cool. Didn't have to have language at any point in time. It was a really good video. The problem is, I didn't know how to do any more. So my viewer count just plummets to nothing, and all of my inspiration is just gone. So after my last bug reporting video, I decided to go into hibernation and decide I need to figure out some way, somehow, to make things. I don't know how I'm going to make things, but I am going to make something. I'm going to figure out how to actually make YouTube videos. And before we continue, a quick side tangent. At this moment in time, we're in 2021. I have not discussed what happened the year before. You know what I'm talking about. How much did it affect me? Well, during the COVID pandemic, half of the instructors at my recording arts school left or retired, kind of leaving everything in shambles. Looking back, I don't really blame them. It ended up turning what was supposed to be a 2-year degree into a 3-year degree. The actual quality of lessons that I was getting dropped very noticeably, because a lot of the instructors that left were really, really good at their job. And it ended up reverting back to what high school and college was like, where it was just overwhelming boredom. Not like every moment was boring, but there were a lot more of those boring times where I wasn't really learning anything. I mean, even a discussion would be better, but it wasn't that. It was just a lot of textbook reading. I really didn't like the last 2 years of that school, but I got it done eventually, which I'll go in more detail about later. For now, let's go back to my YouTube career. So around the time of my last few bug reporting videos, I started making non-Dota stuff, mostly just to practice. I got myself a hold of some editing software that was like $100, and it was not worth it, but I didn't know it at the time, so we'll just continue on for now. First thing I actually stitched together and edited was a video called Among Us, a casual third imposter game. Not a fan of the title, but that was literal years ago, so whatever. The video was just me and a friend playing Among Us, where someone on the imposter team decided to be friendly, and shenanigans ensue.
Are you dead?
Maybe. Did you die? What happened?
Since we have time to play Pathfinders now, I was sitting next to bodyguard, and I was sitting next to the bodyguard, right? And I was on lights, and we were just dancing on each other, and he just looked at me, spun around in a circle, and killed me.
So bodyguard is like, hey, who wants a bodyguard? And I'm like, I do. Okay. Hey, I got a cool thing to show you. Is it an egg? Nah, I'm gonna show you soon. Hey, let's meet in kitchen if it's an egg. I had fun editing the video, my friend really liked it as well, but I had to make some more stuff. I just knew that I really needed to edit videos. That was something I understood right at the beginning. So I kept on with it. But where should I go next? You know what? How about a Minecraft Let's Play? Around this time, I found myself in a Discord community. How I actually got there, of which I will probably tell another time. But one thing led to another, and I became the admin of the Minecraft server within that community. Although I think it's better to say that I just took the position. Like, no one was asking, I just took it, and just made everything better. More story on that some other time, some other video, or I don't know. I might never even talk about it. That information will be lost to time. That small side story, gone forever. And that's why it's really hard to tell my story or anyone's story, because there's so many side quests that people have gone on that it's impossible to even summarize it. Anyways, the server name was the Organized Chaos SMP, so I named the series the Minecraft OC SMP Episode 1 A Somewhat New Start, where I start at the end, where me and some friends were just about to go into the end. The first video was basically a world tour just to show around the place, get acquainted with everything. Ooh, what a wonderful time capsule. There were some server issues back then, which has since been resolved. I just took the time to make these moments kind of funny. The next few videos, I'm almost certain I recorded very close together because it really didn't take me long to upload them. One of them I got out on the next day, so I'm pretty certain I just was editing both at the same time. But I think around the third episode I realized I was behind on editing, so I had to start kicking up the notch. And looking back on it, it's just a Minecraft SMP. I'm just recording my progress of the game. If you want to experience what a retro, nostalgic Minecraft SMP video is like, there you go. It's pretty much that. Or actually, it was the 5th video when I realized I was behind schedule. Yeah, I think it was the 5th video, not the 3rd one. Can you tell I'm improvising this? I'm not going off of a script. I can't write a script for this. Anyways, Minecraft, but Anvil Reign.
Hello everyone, it's Dean Spillabean back on your screen. Today we are playing Minecraft, but Anvil's Reign from the Sky. My friend Midius got me and a bunch of other friends together for this crazy event where we attempt to beat Minecraft by killing the Ender Dragon while it's raining anvils every second.
I think Dean summed it up enough. My friend named Midius is really good with code, or at least knows how to do it. And with their unholy power of coding understanding, they made Anvil Reign. All in all, it was a very fun event with a lot of chaotic moments. Honestly, that video is worth a watch. It's still funny to this day. Though, I can't say the same about my Better Minecraft Mod Pack Let's Play series, that I only have one episode of. It was kind of my attempt to have a separate Minecraft series going, which started off okay, but I quickly lost interest. I think it was because of the daunting realization that I don't have enough time for 2 series, let alone 1, so I'm gonna have to keep with the 1 for now. I think I still have the footage of the 2nd episode somewhere, but it wasn't interesting enough to make into a video. That, and I don't think I have access to the world anymore, so that series is dead. Going on, we have another event hosted by my friend Midi, but this time, disasters strike. Oh gosh, everything's trembling. Ah!
Guys,
Midius, can we go into spectator? Can we go into spectator?
It's right here, it's right here. It's on me, it's on me, it's on me. I'm in the air though. I'm in the air, so I can't. It's
Midius, can we go into
me.
spectator?
Okay.
Midius, we're all in a very centralized location. If you restart it, it will cause a level 6 earthquake.
I somewhat doubt that.
You heard of portals?
Oh! Oh! Well, there goes half our farm.
Wait, the ground is still tilled. I can fix the huge amount of water problem, but I can definitely fix the ground.
Yeah.
What? I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
I can fix the ground.
Again, that event video was definitely worth a watch. It's still good to this day. After this, there's no more of these events by MIDI. I think they also got stressed out of making the next big thing. And I'm pretty sure that still to this day, they're trying to make the next big thing. Like, they're still working on it. I can't blame them. It's always hard to top your last previous work. I should know. But those events were really fun at the time. So, no ill will at all. Back to the OCSMP now. That's the new short name. I create one of my favorite builds, the Bee Sanctuary. that for whatever reason on the first episode that I'm showing it off, I just mentioned for like 5 minutes, less than that actually, and just completely go into a roller coaster railway that I'm trying to make. For how integral the Bee Sanctuary build is nowadays in my Minecraft base, I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't even do much with it in the video. Although, this was around the time that I got access to the Minecraft Replay mod and I started utilizing it. So I think I spent most of my time trying to get the Replay mod working and just testing it out more like. Later on, I would use the Replay mod to just look at the landscape or do time lapses of builds, which is almost a requirement at this point in Minecraft because that's the only way things are any interesting. A realization I came to at some point later down the line. The deeper you go into Minecraft, the more and more effort that you have to put into building, because that's pretty much the only thing that you can do. So if you want a Minecraft series to work at all, you kind of have to get the Replay mod specifically to have time-lapse footage of stuff that you're building, because that's probably one of the only few things that are engaging in a Minecraft video. I've tried to think of other methods, but a Replay mod's probably the only one that I could think of. Which is why I spent the time to figuring out how to get it to work. Continuing on, it's now around September, and something very, 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 very interesting dropped. Deltarune Chapter 2. If you don't know what Deltarune is, that means you don't know what Undertale is. That means you don't know what this annoying dog represents. This is the developer of these two games, and he is a troll. A troll named Toby Fox. A troll that made one of the most captivating character-driven stories to date. Well, I say that's probably what a lot of people say about Undertale. Okay, Undertale's a really special case, honestly, in terms of a narrative-driven story gameplay. All in all, it's very linear, but there's tons of extra dialogue that you can find from all the variously well-written characters, depending on who gets killed or not. And this game exploded in popularity. And then one day, in 2018, while I was in college, writing an essay, not for the same English class that I'll have later down the line, but an essay nonetheless, Deltarune Chapter 1 drops, suddenly and out of nowhere. And I was like, I have to play this, now. I do not care about sleep, I must play this. At the time, Chapter 1 was the only one available, and the playable demo can be downloaded for free. And oh gosh, it's so fun. Oh my, I'm having so much fun with this. I can't wait to play the rest of this. Alright, we're gonna enter this golden gate, and that's gonna be the end of the demo. I can't wait to see what... Wait, it's still going? What? This demo goes on for 3 hours. A free demo with so much content in it, and unresolved storylines to this day, because we are waiting patiently for the rest of the 6 chapters to get released. 5 chapters to get released, because now we're on chapter 2, which is why I even went on this tangent in the first place. So when chapter 2 released, I recorded myself playing the game. It was basically a blind playthrough, and I had a lot of fun with it. Good time, good story, wow, the sights, the narrative, love it a lot. Maybe I should make a video on it. And then I tried to, and I'm not very pleased with it, and I'm still not pleased to it to this day. But it's still kind of complete, I guess? Or at least like the first episode of me doing my playthrough of the game. But the more I got into it, the more I realized that I just would rather play Deltarune again than watch this. And I think that's mostly because I couldn't do enough meme edits for it, because I felt like I needed to do like funny edits almost all the time, just to make it somewhat different from me playing the game. It was very difficult for me to make it like a good video to watch and to upload. I sort of regret not doing it a long time ago, but I didn't want to have to pressure myself to get the rest of the footage out. But I uploaded 2 funny clips from the video that I thought were hilarious. They're really short ones, so I'm going to play them because I'm pretty sure none of you have even seen them yet.
Boss, got time to train with me? Thanks for that, boss.
I don't know, I kind of want to go around town if... We're just kind of around town now.
So long.
What? What?
When is this gonna
should've
start
taken
moving?
a side
Jeez.
walk.
Where am I?
Uh,
Are even in this?
that's a nice
Wait,
flower.
This road doesn't even go me.
What?
Why is there a fish moving at all?
What's going on?
We gotta get it start moving.
taking
Loud
forever.
noises. How many cars are in this? What kind of
I
traffic?
know.
Why is this taking so long? I got him.
Hey, look, there's someone lifting a car.
Toby, why would
someone
you
lifting
do
a
this?
car?
Get that dumb fish stick. Why is nothing moving at all? Where
Hey, this
am
might
I?
take a little
Why
while.
is nothing happening? How the heck is she listening? This road doesn't even go.
Should have taken the side.
Why is this taking so long?
Roads are even.
Hey, I'm trying to drive. Traffic goes through a small town like this. Why does that fish have a
Special
car?
car, exactly. I guess we're literally unable to go anywhere else. I guess.
If I edit this down, this goes to about 30 minutes. You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 30 minutes. Okay. 40 minutes at the latest. Okay, that just tells me I need to start speeding things up. That was probably my most effort put into making a short funny. Throughout that whole thing, I was just spouting nonsense and looping it a lot. It was a funny thing. Anyways, we're like at the 30-minute mark, I think. I don't know, I'm just guessing at this point. Onward, down the timeline. OC SMP 8, the whole time lapse, where I dig a hole. And it's a time lapse. The whole video is a time lapse. I'm not very proud of it. I couldn't do anything else at the time. Though I think at the time, I wanted to get more experience with the replay mod, so this was a ample opportunity to figure that out, and I found out more limitations, more things that I can do with it. It was okay. Skipping on to episode 11, I make the Land of Opportunity near the hole, where I have a giant tower and an ice printer. The ice printer is pretty cool on its own, but we'll come back to the tower build later. Beyond the Great Divide, Exploration Campaign. This was a massive replay edit that I had when me and a bunch of friends got together on the OCSMP server and explored the new Minecraft 1.18 terrain. So interesting fact when it comes to how the server was made, it was made in 1.17, which didn't actually have the caves and cliffs yet, but it did have a data pack, which I got access to, and I basically installed it into the world on creation when 1.17 was still a thing. But anyways, a side effect of me doing that months ago, now updating the world to 1.18, has created problems. A lot of terrain generating problems that realistically shouldn't happen, but whatever. But it did make for a good thumbnail. All I really did was make a clear divide between old terrain and new terrain. So me and friends went on an exploration to just see what was out there. And as far as I know, no one ended up really going back there for any reason. I think it was just too much exploring. But I did end up later claiming this area I claimed as Fort Donut, which we'll come back to later. Next major thing that happened, r/place. Does anyone know about r/place? Does anyone care? I'd like to talk about it more. I don't have enough time to talk about it. Wait, I know I made a State of Dean where I went over it just a little bit for the sake of at least having it somewhere on the internet. Which month was it? The July and August State of Dean, and links up in the top right. If you want to learn about our place, there it is. But even that video doesn't have everything I wanted to say on r/place, because it was a very interesting time.
Just kind of want to make a quick video. r/place 2022. It is coming along nicely. They expanded the border down here today as I'm recording this. And the first thing that comes up is an uncanny Mr. Incredible, followed by this absurd eldritch abomination coming from the void or whatever, and the internet reacts to it with a Pog Nico face. You zoom in right here. Wait, is it here? Yeah, there I am. There's my contribution. I helped make this. I'm proud of myself.
I still to this day think the 2022 r/place event was the best internet get-together event that has ever existed. So many communities across the entire world banded either with or against each other in a war for relevancy. And believe me, it was a war. A war that ended up with a little Nico face. Aw, Mickey, so adorable. Although, something I don't think I mentioned in the State of Dean video, that I will mention here because I feel like I kind of have to, I somewhat contributed to helping build that. though that actually sounds like I did a lot of work in it. All I really did was announce on the Reddit, hey, here's the updated plan, start at these coordinates, this is where things are going to start. Join the one-shot Discord in order to figure some stuff out. That was literally the extent of which I did things, but right after I made that announcement, the development of the image skyrocketed so quickly. So I felt like I had at least a small part to play in making it a thing. Now that I think about it, I never mentioned why one-shot has affected me so much. I mean, like, to the point that I have created an avatar in the image of Nico from one-shot. Well, I don't have the time to go through that. I might make a video on the game at some point. I might do that next year. I have a lot of plans that I want to do this year, but I got a lot that... There's so much I want to do. I want to do everything. Oh, that's like my motto at this point. Anyways, continuing on, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe drops, and I have a new video idea. I wanted to make a video that would push myself, that would bring me to the very edge of what I'm able to record and edit. So I decided, all of the endings in Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe in another 30 minutes, sorta. That is such a terrible name. The video ended up taking about 4 months to do, just working on it on and off whenever I felt like, or whenever I wanted to deal with the editing program that I was working with. Which, the more footage I added into the project, the more cuts I did, and frankly not that many edits, it just got worse. Like, the whole program kept getting slower and slower. It slugged development time to a crawl. It would take so long for me to move text around. Oh gosh, the experience of actually making that was horrendous. But I got it done. I got it released. And at the time, it was my most viewed video. It was the first of many videos that I would have put a ton of effort into in terms of just making something. I'd recommend checking it out just to see how much I've changed over time, but a fair warning, the mic quality might be a little hissy. In other news, during that time, I was finishing up my recording arts final project, which was also making a heavily edited video. And I was having a hard time actually having time to make the video, but one of my classmates recommended DaVinci Resolve, a free, extremely powerful editing software that I still use to this day. I highly recommend it, because it seems to be instead of the program giving out, the program only gives out whenever your hardware gives out, so the better hardware you have, the better edits and rendering that you can do. Which makes doing large projects, that I'll talk about a little bit later, a lot easier to do. Anyways, long story short, my final for my class was around this time. I got that done. I didn't exactly like it too much because of reasons I don't feel like talking about at the moment. But to be completely honest, the Stanley Parable Endings video, to me, was my final. The final that really shows that, yes, I can now make things. I can make YouTube videos. I know how to use the editing software. It was also at this point in this video I left myself a message for future me, where I gladly proclaim that I'm going to be making videos for the next 10 years. Or more accurately, I'm going to try and document my process for those 10 years, making more videos, and just so I can see what I've looked like years ago and have like a very noticeable process. That's the idea anyway. So why 10 years? That just goes off of the hardest achievement to get in the game. Not playing the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Which out of context is a really dumb achievement, and it is. But for reasons that will take me 30 minutes to describe, that has been my driving force. Go check out the Stanley Parable video. Check out the Stanley Parable in general. It is an incredible experience. I listen to the narrator speaking to me all of the time. I can never hear clock audio differently ever again. Have you ever just walked into a place and just heard the random wall clock and then it's ticking? Oh gosh, that plays almost all of the time in the Stanley Parable, and I keep getting like culture shock every time okay, I gotta stop talking. On to the next videos. It's Halloween time. My Nico skin is now spooky. I've also done modifications to the Bee Sanctuary. Oh, it looks amazing now. It's my birthday, October 5th. Wait, October 5th is my birthday? Whoa, birthday drop. That'd be funny if the only way that people found out it's my birthday is if I say it right now, because I don't know if I've ever said it any other time. Anyways, I invited a bunch of friends over, we played Super Smash Brothers, I recorded a bunch of footage, got it together, there's the tournament. Oh, that was so fun.
Entry number 17. Dark, darker, yet darker. The darkness keeps growing. The shadows cutting deeper. Photon readings negative. This next experiment seems very, very interesting. What do you two think?
What?
I want to know. What do you two think?
What exactly were we looking at, sir?
God damn it. I'm glad you asked.
Hey, you can't have Halloween without a Halloween video, which I forgot to do last year, which I'll not do this year, because, oh gosh, that Halloween deadline is so dumb. Fun fact, near the very end, I got a horrid sinus infection to where I couldn't talk, and I couldn't finish the video. But I kinda re-scripted it to be a little bit more spooky because it was silent. It's like, why are you looking at me? Reasons. Are you even real? You're not real. I am out of here. That's not the original script, that's just what I did right now. I'll talk more about Entry 17 and what I want to do with that in the future when I get to the future section of this video. Door move. The door does move. Look at it move. Look at it go. That's pretty cool. Do you want to see how the door move? Who's this guy? He looks kind of familiar. Wait, are you talking to me? What the? Hey, wait, what's going on here? Not sure what that was about. Anyways, during that video, I developed the avatar that you're looking at right now. I took the Minecraft Nico skin that I made some years ago, made a massive green room that took way too long to make that I still use to this day because it's so cool. Got myself in position, took a screenshot, went to Photoshop and edited out the hair, the hat, the eyes, the pupil, and the mouth. And now I can control every part of my face. I can look over there, I can look over here, I can look down, I can look up. I've got like 30 or 35 different faces, each with their own open mouth or closed mouth versions. And whenever I'm making a video, like this one you're looking at, I have to stitch together every single one of these clips together and time it just right so that the motion of where I'm going matches up with the tone of my voice. And it gets really irritating. I need to stop talking right now and go to the next video because this is a lot to edit. 20 by 20 Satisfactory Episode 1. Have you guys ever seen Let's Game It Out? He makes some really weird videos where he breaks the game. Satisfactory is no different. But it was his video about making a hypertube launcher that sends him into the fabric of space-time that got me interested in the game. When did that come out, actually? Let's see, Let's Game It Out, Satisfactory, back in 2020. So after I watched that video, I thought, ooh, Satisfactory is pretty cool. I want to go play it. And then I kept playing it, and then I kept playing it, and this is the first world that I got. I really liked playing the game, but it got to where, now that I understood how to play the game, I just kind of wanted to restart. But I had the conundrum of, I need to make YouTube videos. So I thought, well, is there a way that I can just do that? Of course, the logical answer was just to make a YouTube series on it. But I wanted a challenge, something to make it different, something to force my creativity. And I got inspired by the 5x5 challenge, where you're limited to a 5x5 area when you're doing your entire playthrough. That's way too hardcore for me. How about 20 by 20? Generous enough to offer enough room for massive factories, but limiting enough that I'm gonna have to be a little creative with it. And so, episode 1 begins. It was around this time that I realized that Minecraft is boring. And if you've been following my thought process, I don't like boring very much. So afterwards, I've slowly started to wind down from actually doing Minecrafty stuff, which now that I'm thinking on it is a little sad, but sometime in the future, I want to return to it. It's just, I'm too busy and Minecraft requires way too much time of me. But I got some ideas of how I can go back to it. It's just, I'm basically on break until I feel like doing something else. The game hasn't even changed that much since I stopped playing, and that's sad. Anyways, keep making Satisfactory videos, Minecraft videos as much as I'm able to, and then I make a Deep Rock Galactic video. I've gotten really into Deep Rock Galactic and I wanted to make a video on it. So I recorded about 300 gigabytes of footage and edited it together into this video. I greatly enjoyed making it. The only life-changing experience that I got out of this was actually figuring out how to manage 300 gigs of footage. I kind of want to play DRG at some point again, it's just there's not much of a point at the moment. I mean, every game is always different and whatnot, but there's only so many caves until you realize that every cave is kind of the same. Well, okay, no, there's like, every cave is legitimately different. I think I've just gotten bored of it. Well, to be fair, I did get like almost 300 hours out of the game, so I think it was worth it. DRG is still one of my favorite games to date. More Satisfactory, a little bit of Minecraft, and oh, what's this? I revisit my old tower build, and I've installed a jump course in it. This is really fun. This was actually a really fun, creative thing that I made. I greatly enjoyed it. Please go check out the video. At least the build showcase video. That was one of my favorite builds that I made in recent times. Going forward is my first State of Dean video. Something I realized in my Satisfactory and Minecraft videos is that I wanted to talk. I just wanted time to talk, like I am right now. But talking takes time. So I thought, what about this? State of Dean, where I just talk about stuff for several minutes. And I think it was a good idea. I'm able to get my thoughts out, kind of edit some stuff as well, so I get experience that way. A lot of stuff later on kind of took inspiration from things I did in State of Dean, or just generally getting an experience one way or the other. It was a good choice. Even though the viewage wasn't very high, I didn't quite mind. It was just a nice thing that I could make where I could talk, and I love talking. Which is why I've been talking for like 2 hours, good grief. Well, 2 hours recording time. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Anyways, continuing on, more Minecraft Satisfactory up until the World Tour videos, where OCSMP episode 23 is the last in the series. Then ending off with a World Tour just to show where everything is at the moment, and unfortunately how things are going to remain for the next few years. Because for a while, not many people have gotten onto the server and it's kind of died down. The community that I've been a part of for a while has died down as well. Most of the time during that, even though it was a multiplayer world, not many people joined on, and I think that's just because people didn't have a lot of time to do it. Which, that's reasonable. I stayed for way longer than I realistically should have. Like, I don't think I would have been there had I not wanted to make videos. But, whatever. Continuing on. I got inspired. Stumbling across YouTube, I found this video. What was it called? Lazarus? I found this video by Lonely Man's Lazarus. It is a wonderfully animated video of absolute chaos. But while the animation itself was very interesting and extremely well done, I was a little bit more interested in the actual music behind it. The Mind Electric. And after a little bit of digging, I oopsie-doopsie stumbled inside a hole I couldn't see. Little did I know at the time I'd be spending the next 2 months painstakingly and stressfully trying to make this. Yes, I absolutely love it. And there's still graphical issues that I couldn't get out because it was really hard to do, but I don't care. It took me like 2 months to make it, and I'm very proud of it. Yay! And then I vowed to myself that I will never do anything to do with Mind Electric ever again. I might. Okay, fine, I'll do something. So here's the thing. I'm gonna try and animate the rest of the songs. Oh god, what have I gotten myself into? What has since followed is my absolute ambitions to edit the entire album. And what's worse, I have a deadline, and it's the 12th of December this year. And ever since that realization that I made in my State of Dean January 2024, my plans and my wants have completely shifted. I now have to prepare myself for the grueling months that are coming up, where I'm gonna have to be animating a lot. So I wrap up the Satisfactory series, get a relatively short compilation of all the best bits in the whole episodes, and an entire World Tour video that has gotten really good views, thank you guys. And then finally, making this video to cap it all off. Once I am done with this, I'm gonna be gone for a while, and then I'm gonna be working on it. But I have some thoughts that I want to get out of the way first, so I can have context for later on, and that's what the Council of Deans is about, where I talk to myself, and me about what I want to do in the future at some point. But the only version of myself that got anything out of that was the Phoenix version, where after a several-year hiatus, I have finally realized how to make a YouTube video for the Dota channel, which was just, at the time, me just recording myself playing the game, and then editing it down. That's pretty much it. And throughout the entire month of January, I tried my damnedest to get as many of these gameplay videos out as possible. At the very least, I wanted to make my presence known over on that channel again, just so I can at least gain some form of relevancy. I mean, that channel had like a bit under 500 subs ever since I abandoned it, so I really shouldn't leave that there for that long. Main thing I got out of it, I got more experience in just improving conversations. So I can just talk a lot better now. I've gotten better already, and with this, I've gotten even better still. I'm just trying to get better at recording myself. I also took this time to work on some thumbnails. Look at them, so many cool thumbnails. I've worked kind of hard on those, spending several hours doing them. I still need to get really good at making those thumbnails, but whatever. So anyways, I got good at making thumbnails, and my channel mascot is the Phoenix character in Dota 2, which now that I think about it, isn't really a thing that's seen a lot. At some point in February, I got sick again, which is also around the same time I got sick last year, which is really weird, which is also the same time I got sick around the year before that. I'm noticing a pattern. Anyways, that sickness kinda slowed me down to a crawl to where I couldn't do any of those Dota videos, and it also got more and more difficult to actually make them anyway, so I've kinda slowed down making those, and now I make them whenever I really feel like it. Which I think is really good because, gosh, making like one video every 2 to 3 days was really daunting on me. I thought, oh, I can actually make these really quick. I can get like a bunch of recordings suddenly, and then edit them, and then release them throughout a week. That'd be really cool. I still ended up doing a lot of work for them, and it got really stressful to get done, and I couldn't get good footage that I could actually use to edit that's actually worth watching, so I just kind of stopped doing stuff on there for a bit. But for now, whatever video I make on the Dota channel is just something I felt like making at the time for Dota. Yeah. Okay. As of recording, I'm at the 2-hour, 20-minute mark. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to edit this down like crazy, aren't I? I'm sorry, Dean. I gotta wrap this up and finish this just so I can get to bed or whatever. Alright. We have now reached the present. And there's not much going on in the present, because it's already past, and off it goes. Oh, there it goes. The future! What plans do I have for the future of this channel? Other channels? I'm just gonna try and speedrun these things so that I can wrap up this video. Thank you again for watching so far. Hawaii Part 2. I'm gonna try and animate every single song in the album, starting with Murders, because that one I know is gonna be really hard anyways, because I have a lot of ideas for it. None of which are drawn at any point in time. I just know what I want everything to look like. And as soon as I get that one done, I'm going to do Dreams in Sweet Major, because that's probably the second most difficult one that I'm going to do. And then after that, I'm going to try and get the rest of these songs, at least with simple animations. Well, simple enough, but I still want a story to be told during the entire thing. Ideally, I get all of the animation done before December 12th. Because it's basically an anniversary thing, where it's been technically 12 years since the release of Hawaii Part 2, which was released on December 12th, 2012 at 12:12, I think it was PM, I'm not sure. And during the realization that I wanted to do this, I realized I don't have that much time. It took me like 1 or 2 months to animate that Mind Electric video. If I want to animate this, I have to plan around it. I need to make sure I have time to work on this. Okay, but in what degree? Do you know what the story is? Actually, yeah, what is the story of Hawaii Part 2? And I've been wanting to figure that out. Okay, basically... And that's the story. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, editing. Yeah, hello?
Dean, stop. No, that's too much. We can't animate all of that. We can't. We have to cut that now.
Wait, but you're gonna cut that? No! Look, I don't want to cut it either, but we don't have time for this. Just, okay,
Look, you know we don't have the time in order to...
Yeah, sorry about that.
Look, it...
All right. I'll just summarize it. Summarize the summary. Haha.
yeah, summarize the summary.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. I'll get a video link up and running just so we can get this somewhere.
Okay. Bye. So apparently that actually took me way too long to properly summarize what the story of Hawaii Part 2 is. So here's a quick summary of a summary, where basically main character actually kills the woman, goes through a huge loop that feedbacks on itself that ends up with our main character going in a cycle of dealing with the bad memory that he did kill his wife, and then completely forgetting about it, and then kind of repeating that pattern of remembering and then forgetting, up until the song Dream Sweet in C Major, where his wife actually shows up as a revenant, and using her powers prevents the man from retreating into his mind to not remember those bad memories, resulting in him finally feeling reality and falling into an ocean in that entire moment. I know that's a bit anticlimactic, but okay, so I guess, yeah, this wouldn't even be in the actual video. I went on like a half an hour rant on what the actual story is, and I just got a call from editing that that's not going in the video because it's too long, which, you know what, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But he did mention that there is a link in the top right to look at what is done, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why would he? Yeah, whatever. But what is completed of what I said is over on that video, which is going on to the Diva channel, which is a channel that I made in order to house unfinished content. Like, I guess what that entire rant's gonna be. Which, unfortunate, but we are kind of on a tight schedule because we are just one person. So, whatever. More future plans. Satisfactory-wise, I want to play more of it, but I'm probably going to play it more in my free time, just kind of for the fun of it. But ideally, whenever version 1.0 comes out for Satisfactory, I'm going to start up a second season. Main idea that I have, I'm going to make the Cyber City. This goes back to a really old plan I had over in my Minecraft server, where I wanted to just make a massive city around the giant tower. But then I realized, oh god, that's gonna take forever, and I don't want to play Minecraft anymore. I'm gonna shelve that idea. And here I am wanting to unshelve it for my next Satisfactory season. I'm gonna make a massive city with a ton of interconnected conveyor belts, train lines, truck transport stations, in order to get resources distributed all over the place. It's gonna be an interconnected mess, and I wanna make it. So, main challenge I'm putting on myself. There's no limits, nothing like the 20 by 20 stuff, so I can just build wherever I want, however I want. However, big goal, assimilate every single node on the entire map and make it all accessible to me in one location, utilizing all of it. Reason being, I have a literal impossible challenge that I want to try and complete, reaching 60 items a minute for all the end-game resources. Which, in case you don't know, this amount of math is what's required for one of the parts, and the numbers I have here only make 5 a minute. I need 60 of these a minute, not 5. Main problem with this idea, I have no idea if all of the resources on the map are even capable of sustaining 60 items a minute for all of the endgame resources. And that's why I want to do it. I want to see if it's even possible. Make the impossible possible, because I've at least thought of some options. No matter how wacky they are, I am going to try them out. And I don't think I'll end the series until I reach that 60 a minute goal. Well, fundamentally that's the goal. There's probably other stuff, but in order to do that, I'll need to make a city anyway, in order to utilize everything. And hence the Cyber City. What after? Alright, this is probably going to take next year, but after I'm done with Hawaii Part 2 and I start on the Satisfactory stuff, I do want to make other videos. Do you know how much I like talking? Oh gosh, I like talking. Observe, look below you. Wow, that's really long. Thank you for listening this far. Anyways, I got a lot of things I want to say on video games that I play. So what I thought might be kind of neat is doing a bunch of game reviews on games that I like. The very first one is going to be Slay the Princess. I feel like Slay the Princess is going to be something similar to the Stanley Parable and Deep Rock videos, but more towards the Stanley Parable one in terms of existential crisis and dread setting in. I'm still working on the script, and I'll probably get it done by the time I actually want to make the video, which will be next year, so I hope I actually have the script done. Ideally, in doing that, I'll be good enough at voice acting that I can, voice several versions of myself talking to... Oh wait, I already do that, never mind. I'm overqualified. Other games that I'd like to talk about at some point after Slay the Princess. Dota, currently my most played game. I have a lot of things I like to say about that, so much so that I made another channel for it, or dedicated my other channel for it, more like. Lethal Company, love goofing around that game with friends or random people. It's a very goofy game, but very serious at times, very spooky, very scary. I love playing it. Amori, it has a lot of existential crisisness, kind of with the Stanley Parable's Slay the Princess video, so might take some time, get a bunch of stuff done in between before I get on that, but I have a lot of that I have to say about it as well. Ultra Kill, oh, I like playing this game. You can do a lot of wacky stuff with this. Make things explode. Oh wow, that thing's going to explode. Kaboom! Wow, that's kind of cool. I only really like playing it a lot more because the current Doom franchise is kind of dead, and Ultra Kill's a good replacement. Ooh, I like to talk about that, but I don't have time to. Undertale and Deltarune, both games I kind of openly say that I really like and I kind of would like to talk about more, though don't have enough time for that, but there's still games that I want to at some point. I even considered making a bunch of theory stuff, but everyone's done so much at this point that there's kind of no point. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, I played that quite a bit. Me and some friends are currently trying to play a big old campaign where we got the party limit expander and playing just for fun, basically. I've only completed the game once, but that took like several months of on and off playing. It is really, really good, and I want to talk about it more. PKU Dreams! No one knows what this is, but I don't even know what the footage even looks. Can you tell what the footage looks like? I can tell. I know what this game is, but I like it. One Shot, of course, I need to talk about One Shot at some point. My whole Minecraft skin is based off of it. I should, at some point. Although that's another existential crisis video. Why am I so adamant about existential crisis being a thing? Am I very emotionally attuned to things? Probably. Warframe, another of my favorite video games. I haven't played it a lot in the last few years. Mostly just, I had kind of grown tired of choices that they've made. But, oh, would it be nice if I could talk about my problems? I kind of want to make another channel just so I can talk about stuff like that. And I need to get actually around to that so that Dean Frame actually has something. Sorry, Dean Frame. But, other video idea that I want to do at some point. Do you remember that Entry 17 thing that I mentioned so long ago? I want to do more with it. I really, really want to do more with it. Really bad. I already have half of the next video in that series recorded. Although halfway through I felt like I needed to change the script because the scenes ended up getting a little different, so I wanted to change how the script works because then I had to rechange how I recorded myself. Oh my gosh, I'm ranting again. But basically look out for that next year after I do the Slay the Princess stuff. Or maybe before. Kind of depends on what I feel like doing. Actually no, I might do it first just to get that out of the way, and then I can improve over on Slay the Princess and then get something better on later on. Oh gosh, I have like a massive story that I want to do for that Entry series that I'm going to call it the Delta Chronicles. Oh man, I want to talk more about that, but I don't have time. I've already used up so much time. Thank you again for... Oh my god, I just... Good grief. I wanted to do this, and I wanted it to be at least like under an hour, but it's already past that. I don't know how long this is going to end up doing. I'm already at the 4-hour mark. How did I end up at the 4-hour mark? When? How? What other plans? Okay, is there anything else that I know for sure that I'm going to be working? Okay, I don't think there's anything else I have specifically ideaed working on that's any crazier than the ones I've already mentioned. So I think that's just actually going to be it. I gotta record it. I got it in my editing software. Now I gotta edit it all down to like some amount of time, and then I'll use it. Okay. There's a lot that I want to do. There's a lot that I want to say. I do not have the time to talk about everything I want to do. Hopefully this is one of the only few times that I'll have to talk about things. In the later State of Deans that I'll have later on are going to be specifically progress updates. I really hope that I've said all that I wanted to say in this video so I don't have to say it again for some amount of time. In that case, probably 2 years from now I might make something similar to this, but not as crazy. I'm just really trying to document my journey so that I can look back on this years from now and be like, good grief, this guy's crazy back then. But that was me, and now here I am. Hello, Dean. Hello. Oh, I guess I could like spend this time to actually make a message for myself in the future, because I know for a fact I'll look at this in the future. Hello, future me. Good grief, I'm going through a lot of things that I want to do right now. But, on the bright side, you're not doing them anymore. I guess that's one way to think about it. Hopefully after this Hawaii Part 2 fiasco, you, get that Slay the Princess thing done, as well as the Entry 17 series, or no, the Delta Chronicles, that's what it is. Those are going to be crazy in their own right, but in their own way. Also, at some point... Oh, wait, yeah, that's right, you've got ideas for what you want the Delta Chronicles to be, don't you? Well, I would know, I've made them pretty well at this time. Main problem that you got is the side story content, right? Because it's going to be rather short otherwise, because it's just a bunch of flashbacks. Look at it this way. You have the ending. You definitely have the ending. Just work back from there, somehow. I don't currently know how, but I'm sure that you have figured it out by then. But look, if for whatever reason you haven't done it yet, and you really want to, I encourage you to do it. It is a really good story. Please, just get it done. There's no telling how long you have left before you just run out of time to make it. I can't conceive of anything greater than that ending. That will be your magnum opus, the one thing that you'll be remembered for later on. Oh, but no one will watch it, you'll maybe say. That doesn't matter. You made it. That is amazing. Be the Dean Spillabean I could never be. Make that ending. Alright, that's a message from me to 2 years from now me, who will actually have time to work on that thing. It is currently midnight while I look at my clock at the moment, and I think I should get to bed. I will get to editing this video as quickly as possible, because I want to get this thing out at some point before the end of April, because I want to have time to work on the Hawaii Part 2 stuff. Hopefully I get this done before mid-April. Oh gosh, mid-April's when that one thing I need to just shut up and end the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you... I don't even know how you could enjoy this, at least some amount, but... maybe you did, a little bit, I don't know. Well, you all have a good night.